Welcome to the Swolenormous Procast with your host, Papa Swolio.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Swolenormous Procast. Today's episode is going to be about growing your YouTube channel and also how you deal with organic or paid reach and how you increase distribution. And that's one of the biggest things is how do you get people to see your videos? You might be making content on Instagram. You might like short form video, long form video. You might like podcasting. It really doesn't just have to do with YouTube. How are you going to distribute your content? And that's one of the biggest things that people don't really understand how to do. So Kashina asks on the last video, and if you have a question, drop a comment down below. She writes, I want to grow my YouTube channel audience. It's a hobby as of now, but I would like to monetize it at some point. How do I organically grow the channel? Should I be promoting my videos on other social apps? Edit, how can I make appealing YouTube thumbnails? So one thing you have in the right order is that you need to have an audience so you can monetize it. You can't monetize to no one, you have to get attention. So first you're trying to grab attention, and we'll get into the thumbnail thing in just a moment. But how do I organically grow the channel? You have to organically grow the channel by being consistent. And it's very hard to get organic reach on most platforms. The best ones for organic reach is going to be TikTok and LinkedIn. You're really not going to get organic reach in a big way on YouTube. You still can, but you have to hit that right nerve because it's very hard to get organic reach. And that's why these ad platforms on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube have taken off and have been so successful and lucrative for those companies, is because once the organic reach starts disappearing, you have to pay to play. And when you pay money, you're giving YouTube money or you're giving Facebook money in order to show whatever video you want to do to get the user to, for call to action, whether you want them to follow your page, whether you want them to download your ebook, whether you want them to try your product or go view your product or, X, Y, and Z. So how do I organically grow the channel? I would say a couple key things that you should be paying attention to on YouTube specifically is consistency of posting, making sure that you are creating content on a regular basis. One of the things that I have found from a lot of other content creators, because I've never been inconsistent, I create daily content on pretty much every single channel. Some channels are a little bit less frequent, like this one, like Swolenormous Procast. I'm not doing episodes every single day, but on most of my channels, like the Swolenormous channel, the Daily Swole, on Instagram, on TikTok, I'm posting daily content multiple times a day usually. And you want to be consistent, because if you have a viral video, let's say you strike oil or you strike gold and you have that amazing piece of content. When someone clicks on that video and they think, wow, that video was awesome, and they like the video, they comment, they click on your profile. If you have 2 videos or you posted the last video was 3 months ago and you only have 5 videos on your account, there's no reason for them to subscribe. There's a big difference between someone giving you a view, someone giving you a like, someone dropping a comment, and someone subscribing or someone following you. So this translates into all platforms. There's a big difference. So when they subscribe, they're saying they want to see more of your content. They want to be alerted. They want to be notified. They are putting you as a priority to see more of your content. But if you go to a page from a viral video and there's no content, there's no good content, or the content sucks and you just happen to have a viral video, you're not going to get a lot of followers. So you're not going to be able to convert into subscribers, because those are the people that you're going to want to monetize in the future, no matter what you want to do, Kashina, in this case. So posting consistently, generally at the same time of day, but you have to figure out what that is. So posting consistently, whether it's 3 videos a week, whether it's 5 videos a week, you'll see sometimes in people's banners, it says new videos Monday through Friday, or new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or new videos every day, or new videos every Monday. It depends on the production, because you could blow up your channel by doing long documentary style videos, or you can have, maybe 5-10 minute videos. And that changes the type of video that you make. So you have to figure out what your niche is. And I think as much as it's cool just to post whatever you want, you've probably heard, Gary Vee talks about this a lot, or I haven't listened to his content a lot recently, but he's always said, document, don't create. Make sure that you are executing. And that's what I've always said as well. Just don't worry so much about the phone that you have or the camera that you have. Make sure that you're putting out content, make sure that you're creating, and just talk about your process or your journey or your day, and just talk about what you're doing in the moment. It's very easy to create content. A lot of people wonder, what am I going to talk about? Anything you want, because if it's coming out of your mouth, that's unique. It's your perspective. It's your words. It's your thought process. And that's unique and that's invaluable. So whatever goes on during your day, you might not find that unique. You might not find that exciting, but I don't know your life. I'm not in your body. I don't know what you go through day to day. So it's interesting to me, but it might not be interesting to you. So you don't want to suppose what's interesting to someone else, but you want to make your content whatever it is. But it generally should have a theme because that's going to generally build that niche and build that audience that likes those types of videos. So whatever you want to talk about, you could do a general channel. You could do a specific thing if you like cars or you like poetry, you could do that. Whatever it is, it's generally good to have some type of theme and some type of approach, whatever that might be, whether it's a vlog or a review channel or a tech channel or, like a movie review channel or something like that. So just make sure that you're having some kind of niche or some sort of direction. That way you can revolve your content around it. It's kind of like the sun. You can revolve your content around that one pinpoint. It's easier to create content when you have that kind of theme in mind. And yes, absolutely you should be promoting. So you don't get swipe up links on Instagram until you have 10,000 followers, but you should definitely be promoting. The one thing that I will say is that it's less likely that you're going to get a lot of crossover. And my point is, when people are on Instagram and you say, hey, swipe up, brand new YouTube video, you might get some people. You might get some people that follow on both platforms. But if people are watching on Instagram, guess where they want to watch content? On Instagram. So if you have an Instagram account, it's great. I do it too. I'll post, hey, I have a brand new YouTube video. Check it out, swipe up. But not every single person that sees that is going to leave, because you're telling someone, hey, leave this platform and go to this other one, which you may or may not like, because right now you're on Instagram. So it's nice to let them know. A lot of people will use both, but some people only use Instagram. Some people only use YouTube. So if you're putting all your content on YouTube and you're just using Instagram, like, hey, go over here. Hey, go over here. You're going to find that you're not going to get a lot of traction in general. You're not going to get a lot. You might get some people, oh, cool, he has a YouTube channel. But the best way to do that is atomizing your content. So you create a YouTube video and then you take a clip from that, you put it on Instagram, or you do both, because Instagram, you can put it on IGTV. So you could put a YouTube video on YouTube, and you don't even have to edit it and make it vertical. You can just put it on IGTV, and then it's on your Instagram account, and you're giving people the same content wherever they want to watch. So the most important thing to understand is you need to create the content that you want to create, sending the message you want to send with your intent, but place it where people are going to want to consume it. So if they're on Instagram and you're going to try to send them to YouTube, why are they on Instagram? Because they like to use Instagram, or for whatever reason, they're on Instagram. So give them the message on Instagram, chop it up and put it in a capacity that they can consume it on Instagram. And this is called atomizing content. So you create one thing on YouTube, for example, and I do this as well. I'll post it on YouTube. I'll write an email and send it out to my email list and say, hey, brand new video, check this out. Or I'll write a blog about it and I'll embed the YouTube video on the blog. Or I'll get a minute vertical edit from that same YouTube video and I'll post it on TikTok, or I'll post it on IGTV and I'll post a little clip in my stories and I'll talk about it. I'll have a swipe up link to the full video, and you kind of create this little network around. So it's important to recognize what your skill is and where your skills lie. And it's very important to always be distributing your content through your platforms, which is why it's important to have a presence on Instagram and on YouTube and on TikTok, because it's creating this little network of you. And you don't want to put all your chips in one basket. If you only do YouTube and YouTube bans you for whatever reason, or they restrict your reach, and like they do for me, they restrict my reach. So I have I have 120,000 subscribers on the Swolenormous channel, but my distribution is very minimal because I swear a lot and I talk about offensive issues and topics. And for whatever reason, I guess things that I've gotten flagged in the past, but I don't really get a lot of new subscribers. Usually I'm kind of netting a negative because of the new regulations. And I don't know, I guess I just want to promote binge eating channels, because my content there, as good as I think it is, I've been very consistent. I'm so consistent. I post the same boom, 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 boom. And it's just gotten less and less. So it is what it is. Okay. But I have the content that I make. I'm sending the message. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. So it's not about the views. It's just an observation, from the analytics, that I'm not getting a lot of distribution. And you can see that because I get maybe 200 thumbs up or 300 thumbs up or 400, whatever it is, I'll get 1 thumb down. So everyone that watches the video loves it. But YouTube isn't showing it to new people, because why are they going to show fat acceptance videos to someone new? That might offend them, right? Of course, everyone's offended by everything today. That being said, you definitely want to promote, you definitely want to spread it around, but understand that there's a limit to that. There's a limit to what people are going to do and where people are going to go away from the platform that they're currently on. So it's not the easiest thing to get someone to cross over to another platform because they might not use it, thus why they're on that one. So you want to at least give some type of atomization of content. You can show a clip, you can show a highlight, but you definitely want to give them make them aware of your content. So even if you don't atomize it, you don't do extra editing, you don't chop it up and clip it and put it on other platforms to distribute it yourself, at least let them know for sure that the content is there and then they can watch it at their convenience. But I highly recommend atomizing your content and taking your video that you did on YouTube. That way you can chop it up and show people in the native form that they like to consume, because this is going to trend better on those platforms as well. This is going to do better on Instagram. So if you're just uploading a straight YouTube video, that might not do as well as a natively created IGTV video or Reels video that is native to Instagram. And what native content means is that you're formatting it for that platform. You're not just taking, a landscape video and putting on IGTV. You're actually making it vertical and native to how that platform and how that consumption is going to work. And many times the algorithm will actually trend those better because you're making it to fit that protocol. So, I mean, it's hit or miss sometimes. You'll see some horizontal videos that someone just throws up there and it gets a lot of views, but a lot of times these pages already have a big following, but the percentages it's usually better to make something native if you can. You want to make it native content. And I play around with this a lot on TikTok. I don't want to go too far off topic, but on TikTok, you'll find there's a lot of little nuances with what, if you have questions, you want to go into more, TikTok content, because I'm very successful with growing my TikTok channels. You could drop a comment down below. If you want to hear more, hit the like button as well. But if you want more content and you want to talk more about TikTok creation, I'm happy to do so, because there's a lot of nuances with TikTok and all the other platforms, but there's a lot of little subtleties when you're creating a TikTok video that will kick it into the algorithm or that will make it more visible. But native content is usually a very, very, very important aspect for these platforms. Because if you're creating a platform, you want people to create within your platform, within those protocols. You don't want someone just, making a video and just slapping it on your app. So you're going to bias generally your algorithms towards people that are using the app intimately and creating native content. At the end here, asking, how do I make appealing YouTube thumbnails? There's a lot of YouTube videos that will help break this down. So you can, I would definitely recommend Googling them and looking at YouTube. They'll talk about thumbnails. Usually you want to keep it very simple and you want to attract the eye. So a lot of people, and I'll give this kind of insight when it comes to clickbait, because people say clickbait, but they don't really understand what clickbait is, because you do want to have clickbait in your title. Clickbait is a good thing. Inauthentic clickbait is just trying to be a scam artist. So for example, if I make this video and my thumbnail is just like, girls in bikinis, that's clickbait. And that's just, that's going to get flagged, or I'm going to get removed or banned. And it's not illegal. I mean, it's definitely frowned upon and you're not supposed to do it, but it's very misleading. It's not what the video is. So guys will be like, oh, cool, half naked chicks. And they'll click on it. And then I'm talking about creating content on YouTube, like, oh, you caught me. And it's not good, because what YouTube will find from that is that, hey, someone clicked on his video. A lot of people clicked, but then they saw the first couple seconds, realized they got scammed, and they leave. So the two things that YouTube have really track most importantly currently is the clicks, the click through, and watch time. So if people are clicking your video like crazy, but then they see the first few seconds like, this sucks, peace, then YouTube isn't going to show it to a lot more people, because everyone that's watching it just bounces right away. So you want the beginning of your video, and a lot of times they autoplay in your feed. If you hold over a video for a little bit on mobile, it'll start autoplaying the video. So you want to capture people's attention in the first few seconds. Not to mention, your thumbnail is really important for getting people to actually tap on it. So you want to draw someone's attention. That's why you'll see a lot of people making thumbnails like that shocked face, or their eyes will bulge, or they'll show an arrow and they'll show a highlight and they'll trim what they're trying to draw attention to. So you want it to be enticing, something that can play off of the title, but what's going to draw their attention, what's going to cause the viewer to want to see more, like, oh, that looks interesting, or, oh my God, or it's like let's say you're doing some sort of amazing daredevil stunt, or you're doing skateboarding. You can show a video of you in the middle of a trick, or like, oh my God, did I fall, or ouch, and it shows that you look like you're almost going to fall over. So maybe you didn't fall, but maybe you stumbled at one point in the video and you use that thumbnail as, oh shoot. So someone's going to click, oh man, I want to see him fall, or I hope he didn't fall, or let me see what happened. How do I save this? How do I save this fall? Or how did he not hurt himself? And you click on it. So you want to have that kind of enticing attraction. So whether you're in the thumbnail yourself looking at something or you're highlighting, you can play around with having text in the thumbnail because people are automatically drawn to read, but you want it to lead them into clicking. So the thumbnail is something that I would generally focus on, having something with a good contrast so it's not too noisy. Just having stuff everywhere can be really confusing and not really get someone to click. However, you can have a lot of color and a lot of noise on a thumbnail, but as long as the eye gets attracted to one particular point, you'll see this a lot of times on Mr. Beast. If you don't know, like, those are great thumbnails. And his channel has absolutely exploded. They'll show like, hey, we put 1 million balls in a swimming pool. We filled up this entire baseball field with those styrofoam balls, and it'll show like one person or his face like in the middle. And you see just all these like, inflatable, or all these balls in, those little plastic balls you go to those kids' playgrounds in, and he's in the middle just like, oh my God, let me click and see what happened. It's just enticing thumbnail. It's something that's drawing your attention to a specific point. And that's why you'll see a lot of people showing shock, showing some emotion in a thumbnail. Their eyes are looking at a certain thing. They'll show an arrow. They'll show a highlight or a glow around around the topic, or something that could be, kind of enticing that someone would want to look at or watch and find out what happens. So there are great ways to make thumbnails. You can use Photoshop. It's a little bit more advanced. You could use Canva, which is a great online Photoshop. It's great for starters, and they have all the frameworks for making YouTube thumbnails, which are 1280 by 720. So you'll be able to choose a format. That's a great place to start to learn all the dimensions, because they'll have the proper canvas sizes where you can click on, okay, I want to make an Instagram story thumb, or I want to make a YouTube thumb, or I want to make an Instagram post thumb. And you click on that and they'll have the canvas size already there, and they'll have some initial styling. You can even make Instagram posts in Canva. You could design posts and just change the text and customize it with your brand colors very easily. So you could do that with the YouTube videos as well. You can keep it very simple too with your thumbnails. I would definitely make it something that brands your content, but I would make it something that is very clean, very simple, but attracts people to wanting to know more about what's inside your video. And you could do that by showing maybe a clip or like some enticing segment of what the peak of the video is, or a question that the user might have. It really does depend on what kind of video you're making, but you want to leave something to the imagination. Again, it's enticing. You want to create clickbait. You do want to create clickbait without being a scam artist, without trying to misguide people, without lying to them, essentially lying to them. You want to make it as clickbaity as possible while still being contextual to the content that you're making. That way your channel is authentic, it has integrity, and people trust you to come back and watch another video. So if you're making scam content, you're putting, right, like I mentioned, bikini girls or something, or motorcycle racing, that like a crash and someone clicks on it and it's a tech video, that has no context, that's totally just misleading, and you're not going to get any trust from your audience. So in closing, you want to build trust. You want your audience to like you, and you want your audience to trust you, because if you're looking to monetize later, then they will buy from you. But they have to like you, but also trust that your content is going to deliver on what you say it will. So make sure that your thumbnail relates to what you're creating and relates to what you're trying to get across in the actual content of the video. And one of the best ways to see or to learn how to make a great thumbnail is to look at the biggest accounts that are crushing it. And the whole thumbnail thing is art. It's marketing. It's pure marketing. So look at the best creators, look at the biggest creators, and look at the themes, and then get some ideas and experiment and see what works. And that's literally what I do, and I still continue to do, because sometimes thumbnails that I thought wouldn't be that great, the videos did awesome. And then other thumbnails I thought were amazing, the video didn't do that great. So it could also come down to the tags, could come down to the description, could come down to the artificial intelligence ripping the audio and hearing words or phrasings that they don't like. It could be the length of the video. If people are used to watching long videos on your channel, then you put out a 5-minute video, it might not show it to the same audience because it doesn't match up with what the audience that is subscribed to your channel normally watches. So there's all these little different nuances that might throw off your your results per video, but we can get into that in more detail. So make sure you're creating the content that you want to create. Make sure you're making content that's authentic to yourself. And obviously you're trying to create an audience. So don't worry so much about monetizing right now. That will come once you have the audience, because you can't monetize to no one. And organically growing the channel, you can do things like collaborations as well, commenting on other people's videos, interacting with other people's audiences. I would definitely explore, if you have the access to do, the vertical YouTube stories, do YouTube shorts, if you have the availability to do so. It's in beta right now. It's very similar to TikTok, or they're trying to, have a little TikTok aspect to it. So you can, make sure you're using the protocols, and especially when an app comes out with a new thing. So if YouTube comes out with shorts or Instagram comes out with a new feature, go into it. When Instagram came out with Reels, guess what? They come out with a new feature. Guess what they want to do? They want people to use it. So what are they going to do? They're going to promote people that are using that. They're going to promote those videos more. You're going to get more reach. So when an app comes out with a new feature, definitely jump on it, play around, experiment, because even if that one doesn't do well, or you don't like it, doesn't matter if you don't like it. That's irrelevant. You want to get attention. So you'll use it. And even if it doesn't stick around, even if the app doesn't really promote it long-term, you've learned the skills and you've learned what you need to know from that update, because the next update after that, or the next app that gets created after that, is going to be coming from, and it's going to be growing from those previous ones. Just like Snapchat came out and then Instagram stories jacked it, and then Musical.ly was already out, but then it became, from ByteDance, it became TikTok, and it's very similar to Snapchat, and then Instagram stories, and then TikTok. And then the next thing that comes out, it's more vertical. It's all like lily pads. It's all going from one rock and one stone to the next. So whatever you master now, a lot of people talk shit about TikTok and they look down on, oh, it's for kids, it's for that. It's not for kids. It's not for kids. It started off being a dancing app for kids, but there's millions of adults on it. People are banking huge and growing their brands from zero to infinity on TikTok. So it's not for kids. And it's important to understand that whatever your beliefs are, if you're trying to grow a business, you need to be using these apps. And when it comes to that app, what's after TikTok? That's a real question. What comes next? And if you know how to use TikTok and you master TikTok and you're really good at it, you're just prepared for the next one. That's what it is. TikTok didn't used to exist. Neither did Instagram, neither did Facebook, and people were still marketing. But now in this digital era, things are going to scale faster. So TikTok is new and it's going to be old news soon, or it's going to need to update and evolve. Instagram is becoming, all of a sudden, it's like, a lot of people are like, it's like archaic. It's not changing enough. I'm bored with it. There's really no organic reach. It's kind of like, meh, but it's still useful. It still gets attention. It still distributes to millions and billions of people. So it's important to use. Facebook, people can talk all they want about Facebook. I use it all the time. We have our private Facebook groups. Groups are amazing. The live streaming's amazing. Their ad platform's amazing. So you have to use what you have, but understand that these are all stepping stones for the next thing that's going to come out. So if you're trying to build an audience and build a business and monetize in the future, yeah, you gotta get in the game and get in the game now, because whatever you want to do in the future is going to come from these points. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, if you have a question, definitely follow up. Drop a comment down below. Remember to catch the live stream over on the Swolenormous Procast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you like to consume, and right here on the Swolenormous Pro channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't yet. And I'll see you real soon for some more Procast action. Peace.
We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped in high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped in high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.